Wouldn't you want to have the larger room?
Oh, okay.
She said it's a matter of preference, 6 to 8 to a table. And I
Hey, Chris, did you find yourself on that video, on the photo that I sent you?
Yeah, my nephew was on the other side of the other side of the building and sent me a couple pictures too.
I love how they do that. They do that for Patriots games too. But that was the first time I'd seen it for a Celtics game, and I didn't know where you were sitting, so I didn't want to search 17,000 people.
We went to the wrong seats. Our seats have been in the same place since that building opened. We ended up like, I don't know how we ended up in the wrong seats. We went to the wrong section for some reason. The view of the tickets on your phone is different than in the paper ticket. No more paper tickets. It'd be tough on the scalpers.
Yeah, they still have them out in the street though. I went to a Red Sox game where they we had phone tickets, but there were still people out in the street trying to sell them. I don't know what the heck they're selling.
I know some guy offered me tickets for the game tonight. I'm like, I'm not in Miami.
Our company gave away, well, hasn't been given away yet, but for Monday, they have 8 pairs of tickets for a suite. Had to sign up, and then they were going to have a raffle, and you had to tell them who you wanted to bring and everything else. Good evening, Mr. Moderator.
Oh, good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Enjoying the nice spring weather?
Yeah, although the weekend was just kind of hot. Now I see that this coming weekend is going to be even worse.
I guess skiing is over then, huh?
Yes. Because it's even supposed to be close to 90 up in the mountains over the weekend coming up.
Oh, boy.
We have a quorum of the board. So I am going to open the meeting by reading the script, and hopefully by that point, Jeff and Armand will have arrived by the time I finish. But as a preliminary matter, this is David Gavin, Chair of the Maynard Select Board. Permit me to confirm that all the members that are currently online can hear me. Chris De Silva,
Yes.
Justine St. John,
Yes,
Armand Bakarian. Can you hear me, Armand?
Yeah, you can't hear me?
Oh, now I can.
Oh, all right.
And Jeff Swanberg's not on yet, but I would anticipate he'll be stopping in shortly. Good evening. This open meeting of the Select Board is being conducted via Zoom. Everybody on the agenda will be participating remotely, and the public will be permitted to provide comment via Zoom as well. We would like to hear public comments, and if there's further action that's required by us, I'll add the matter as appropriate to a forthcoming agenda. Depending on the comment, the board may, if we're able, within the confines of the open meeting law, respond with information as opposed to needing to deliberate on the matter. Please note that everybody here is via Zoom, and it's being provided as a courtesy to the public. And the hearing will not be suspended or terminated, or the meeting rather will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless it's otherwise required by law. The agenda was posted on the town's website and identified how the public could join us. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that everybody is participating by video conference. So be aware that other people may be able to see you, and that you should take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All of the materials for this meeting are available on Board Docs, and we recommend members of the public follow the agenda as posted on Board Docs unless I note otherwise. Before turning to the first item on the agenda, allow me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I'll introduce each speaker on the agenda, and after they conclude, I'll go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide comment, questions, or motions. Please remember to mute your phone or your computer when you're not speaking, and remember to speak clearly in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until I yield the floor to you and state your name before speaking. And if anybody wishes to engage in colloquy with other members, please do so through me, taking care to identify yourself. We don't have any public hearings tonight. I see Jeff Swanberg has joined us. Welcome, Jeff. You can hear me?
I can. Good evening.
Okay, and we can hear you. Good. All right. So having done that, we decided to go back. The majority of the board decided to go back to Zoom, given the increasing case counts of COVID, the direction that was given to town meeting by the Board of Health. And so here we are back, same boss. What is it? Same old boss, same as the old boss, whatever it is that the Who sang, and here we are. First item on the agenda is the public comments. Is there anybody that would like to make a public comment? Feel free to speak up. Either raise your hand or just speak up. And hearing none, we will move on. Next item on the agenda is the annual town meeting. As everybody knows, we, through the guidance of the Board of Health, the moderator made the decision to postpone town meeting from last night to a time that we could schedule where we could meet outdoors in a similar fashion to what we have done in the past during the COVID crisis to prevent unnecessary spread of the virus. Mr. Moderator is with us this evening. Thank you for joining us, Dick. It's nice to see you. And so I'll turn it over to Greg. I know that that we had some preliminary discussions at the group meeting following the cancellation about potential dates, and I see that there are still some potential dates that have been bandied about. Location may not be what we were used to in the past, given that there's an active business there and some other concerns relative to that particular location at this point. So Greg, I'll turn it over to you to talk about our options, and then the board will have a discussion on a date and a location to be determined and then announced to the public.
All right, very good. So good evening. I am Greg Johnson, the town administrator. And Mr. Chair, you hit on most of the main points. To add just one or two other things, and then I think I'd defer, of course, to the town moderator, Dick Downey. We have been asking all the people that have been involved with the support of town meeting. So that's WAVM, the AV company, who we've been using in the past couple of years. Tried to get logistical support from the tent company, Boy Scouts, clerk's office, who's responsible for like the election workers and the sort of administration of the town meeting itself, town council. There's and the school department, because on a location, as you were mentioning, there was some considerations with using the same Mill and Main parking lot south of the Mill Pond, and you're referring to the new Bill Spit restaurant that was opened. However, the Lincoln Property Management Group at Mill and Main did say that we could use that parking lot. I mean, I'd offered that we could sort of like try to consolidate closer to Sudbury Street if need be, just to kind of give a little offset. But the restaurant opens at 11, and if we one consideration was to start town meeting at 9 a.m. so maybe it would be offset. But the Mill did tentatively give their approval. However, in the course of all the logistics and seeing what was available and scrambling to sort of reschedule, the tent company wasn't able to make it, and neither are the bathrooms. So we were looking at alternative locations for possible dates of June 4th, June 11th, June 18th. And the Fowler Middle School parking lot seemed to be a feasible alternative, which is actually something we had considered years ago when we first thought about where else could we do town meeting outside of the Fowler Auditorium. And the middle school parking lot afforded a lot of advantages to town meeting, such as bathrooms.
I must applaud you, Greg. You know, the last few times we've talked about this, you referred to them as latrines. So you're progressing.
Yeah, look at the tie. I'm a changed man. So no, in my background, I would have called him as.
I understand.
We said use the head in the naval services. Anyways, so a lot of considerations, not easy to scramble like that, but I'm really proud of everyone's responsiveness. Everyone was chiming in where they could, tried to thought about all those considerations, and any replies that I've gotten to all those questions, I've been trying to shoot them over to Dick as quickly as possible so he could have it in mind. I might be forgetting something else, but I don't want to steal the thunder from the town moderator, of course. So I will defer to him at this point.
Oh, and thank you, Greg. And I will turn it over to Dick in just a second. I did want to say that as we discussed this last week after the Board of Health made their decision, or their recommendation, I should say, any day that we choose is going to have a conflict. We were looking at a list of weekend dates, and every weekend between now and the end of June has some type of issue going on that we could say, oh, that's a conflict. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be affected. We're aware of that, but I think whatever we decide we have to do has to take that into consideration, that's just the fact of life in this situation. It's unfortunate that something is going on every weekend. I guess it's a good thing for our town, but it's difficult that we want people to be aware that that everybody's situation was being brought into consideration. So with that, Mr. Moderator, I'll turn it over to you for your thoughts, and then the board can have a discussion on what we think was best.
So I'm left with 2 locations and 3 possibilities. Date possibilities of the 4th, the 11th, and the 18th. The 4th has got a conflict with the Relay for Life. That in and of itself isn't such a big problem, except that the Boy Scouts support that, and means that they would not be available for a town meeting, which is a consideration. The other one is the 11th, which is a date that we could use. It does conflict with Assabet Folks graduation, which takes place at DCU Center in Worcester, and so that's a consideration. The third option is the 18th, and that's a long weekend with the new holiday, Juneteenth. And apparently the Boy Scouts are going to use that weekend to go camping. So if we want their support to hold microphones and things, that is a consideration. Back to the 4th, the AV company is not available. So that really doesn't look like a good alternative. They are available for both the 11th and the 18th. We have 2 locations, which is Mill and Main, and we have the Fowler parking lots. And so I've gone out and I've done some measurements with the Fowler parking lot, looking at sight lines and things. We can fit 164 automobiles in the back parking areas. They would have to be parked next to each other. They wouldn't be separated like we did at Mill and Main. But considering all, that would give you close to 6 feet between automobiles, but not fully 6 feet. But where it's an open air venue, and they would be limited between cars, it would only be the passenger and a driver that would be close together. I don't think that that's unreasonable, although if we use Mill and Main, we could go every other parking space like we did before. That assumes that the very first row of next to where the playground is, the cars would park back about 3 feet from the full space, and that would allow some room for sight lines and for tents to be placed there because there's a fence. So I guess at this point, June 11th is the only reasonable date to choose. And I guess I would recommend the Fowler because I'm conscious of the cost and some of the other issues that would come up that Justin had brought out. And to follow up on Greg's comment, we had a meeting after the Board of Health meeting with all of the different department heads and things. And I gotta really say, it was a terrific team and a great discussion. There was a lot of things brought up, pros and cons by various people. It helped us optimize the situation, and I was really very excited to work with such a great team. However, I think unless there were some objections, that I would now postpone the meeting to January, excuse me, to June 11th at 9 o'clock in the morning at the Fowler School. And I had sent out a layout, which Justin has commented and said that he thinks it's workable. I have sent out an updated one. The only issue left is tents and things, but I think that's something that we can work out together offline with Greg and the rest of the management team here at town. So that's my recommendation of what I will do unless there are some objections.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I think the board should have gotten, I think it's on board docs, both the original layout that you had for Fowler as well as the one that you did later today. I don't know what time it came out. I
Yep.
saw it later in the afternoon, and I think they're both on board docs for any review or comment. So what does the board think on dates? It seems that the Boy Scouts are probably somewhat important to help us to make sure things run smoothly relative to microphones and everything else. And running with the votes too, right? Getting the votes back. So it's important. Go ahead. Whoever
So
has.
David, I
Yeah.
just had a quick question about WAVM. Are we sure that they are able to make it on the 11th?
Yes, I
So-
reached out to, I'm sorry, for Mr. Chair, if you,
Go right ahead.
let's see if I can be quick about whipping up the email about it. Mark Manasian says about the AV equipment, the vendor is available on June 11th, but I suggest we make it as soon as it is very busy. He says, I'm not, Mark Manasian personally is not available on June 11th, but as long as we can have someone let the kids into the high school, they can do the WAVM part.
And so, just so everybody knows, the Maynard High School graduation is
This is the
June
10th.
June the 10th. So there will be, the night before, there will be, I'm sure, a few events. And then that day, there will be parents and other friends or whatever that I'm sure will be planning for events that are scheduled for that day that might conflict. But again, there are no, out of the dates between now and the end of June, there really are no weekends that don't have some type of a conflict. But again, we are aware that the night before, and Justine and I are especially aware that the night before is high school graduation. But it is what it is.
Another reason for my 9 o'clock in the morning is that probably there'll be graduation parties on Saturday afternoon. And this would allow people to attend the meeting and then have the graduation party in the afternoon, rather than having it at noontime.
Any thoughts from other members of the board, or if we want to go ahead and make a motion?
I just have one question. Do we have to go through the whole notification process again? Redo that process?
So I have to write a letter to the Attorney General's office stating why I have postponed the meeting and the dates to which I'm postponing it to. And then we probably will have to go through the notification process with reverse 911, as well as publishing it on the website per the charter and those kinds of things.
Yeah, we could, that's good practice anyways. I'm rereading Lisa's email, which is on the board docs, and similar to what you just said, Dick. She says you got to notify the town clerk. The town clerk will post it, and then in a manner conspicuously visible to the public at all hours in or on the municipal building in which the clerk's office is located. Posted in the same place as town meeting. One copy must be posted at the main entrance of the place of town meeting as soon as practical, which I think we did, and posted to social media, the town's website, or any other electric or print media the town uses. So we'll get the word out in all the main ways we do it.
Unfortunately, the electronic sign, I guess, is down.
Yeah.
for repair, so we won't have that. But
true.
we probably should put a tent sign out in front of town meeting, a town hall.
Well, yeah, sure. In front of town hall. Oh, like a sandwich board, tent sign. I get it. Yeah.
We can still access the sign in front of the fire station.
Yeah. It's not great. So
It's not great, but it's.
we'll try.
Any other questions or comments? And if not, if there's a motion.
I will move to, hold on, I have to grab it. I will move to set the date, time, and location of the annual town meeting of 2022 to the Fowler Middle School parking lot on Saturday, June 11th at 9 a.m. with a rain date of Sunday, June 12th at 9 a.m.
Second.
Just for clarity, I think that's my responsibility to set the date, but if you could support the date that I set, that would be appreciated.
Okay,
So
I'm just
then,
following the packet.
yeah, so the recommendation, we can make a recommendation for that date as opposed to setting the date.
I move to recommend.
Yeah. And that works. Friendly amendment is accepted. So we'll do a roll call vote with that. Chris,
Yes.
Justine,
Yes.
Armand,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
and I am a yes. So we can begin the process to get ourselves ready.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your support, and I will get that letter off tomorrow and send it to the town clerk and to you, Greg, if you can forward it to the Attorney General.
Thank you, Dick, and thank you to everybody who hustled to make all those arrangements Greg just talked about.
Thanks, Dick.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't easy.
And again, my compliments to a great team. Everybody that was on that last meeting was just super supportive. Thank you again.
All right. Item number 3 is the town administrator's report. Greg. Where'd you go?
I think he said
left.
goodbye. I think
Greg,
he said
yeah,
goodbye.
Greg wasn't happy with this week's
Yeah.
report, so.
I think he left with Dick because they both left.
Yeah, that's odd, but so we can still make any, does anyone have any comments about the report?
Just that, I mean, in the content, and so it was brought to my attention also that in order to access tonight's packet, unfortunately, it's not a link to, it's not attached as a link in under the agenda. So you would have to go to board docs and then go to the select board part and then access the that way. So just so you know, sorry. But also what's happening tonight is the second Green Meadow Elementary School Community Forum. So that's happening actually right now as we speak. So hopefully we have some community members there and they're looking for, you know, this is going to be a town project. So they're looking for anybody and everybody to weigh in on their opinions of these alternatives that we have. And so it would be helpful if I know there was a survey that went out as well. I think that's been shared. I don't know if it's been shared through the town side. I know I've seen it a couple times on Facebook. And it's a super easy survey and you can just kind of give your ideas about the different alternatives. And it's an easy way to be involved and have an opinion without actually having to engage too much. So if people want to do that, we would be much appreciated.
And Greg's report, as you saw, just shows that there's a lot going on, a lot of continued things.
And the fire station is coming along really well.
Yeah, although apparently it's a little bit behind schedule due to
Well, it's because of the
things behind our
panel, the
beyond
electronic panel.
our
Yeah,
beyond
correct.
our control.
Yeah, it's
But
the
still-
electronic panel that they're looking for some options on that.
Still within budget.
Yep.
Megan, do you have anything to add that you can think of that?
I don't. Greg is trying to get back on the meeting, but he can answer any other questions if you have them when he rejoins.
Yeah, we'll move on to
I did want to
acceptance.
say one more thing. I just
Oh,
want to
go ahead.
commend, I just want to commend Greg and Justin for working with the schools and the school committee regarding the proposed solar array project.
Mhm.
So that was the school committee, I believe approved
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
to endorse it. So so they're going to continue to work on that. So I really appreciate the hard work that's gone into that.
Yeah,
That's all.
it's an exciting project that will finally come to fruition. Greg is back on,
There he is.
connecting. Hey, Greg. Nope, not yet.
There he is.
There you are.
I'm on my phone. Sorry, guys. I don't know
That's
what happened.
okay.
Hey, Greg,
Your PC probably wasn't plugged in.
I don't know. It is.
Greg, we were just going through your town administrator's report. Is there anything that you wanted to highlight?
Yeah, real quick. I'm taking some personal time off on Friday, the 20th, the 21st, the 24th. Town offices are closed for Memorial Day on May 30th. The solar panel project was proposed to the school committee, and the report was that they approved the endorsement of the project, which is exciting. But we'll continue to work with the consultants and the contractor to keep that ball moving. There's another meeting forum number 2 for the Green Meadow Elementary School building project, which is happening right now, actually, this evening.
You're repeating everything that Justine said while you were off.
Oh, thanks, Justine.
Okay.
That's all I said though. So whatever else you continue
So
on with.
I
Greg
got
is
a
good.
couple more.
So now
it's
it's confirmed now.
Good eye, Justine. So a couple of things I wanted to point out to the board, but I don't, and I apologize if this is redundant at all. We're working with the contractor for the fire station, for the construction of the new fire station. There's an electrical panel that is on back order, chalking it up to supply chain issues, etc. So it's unclear when occupancy of the building will be. There's also door issues. We got the wrong kind of doors that frankly, I would have been shocked if there wasn't any sort of issues as construction of the project at this scale, but so it's unclear when the occupancy is going to be. We're working with the contractor. We're working with our OPM, our owner's project manager, to try to figure out how to get occupancy or maybe move in and then move all our stuff in, or as much as we possibly can, and then sort of make the transition that much easier when we are able to move in. But we're working with it, and we'll continue to keep the fire station building committee up to date with that. The River Street parking lot lighting installation work is supposed to start next week, which is exciting. We got that through a grant with the 495 Metro West partnership, so that'll be a good improvement to that. And the Conservation Commission approved the demolition of 115 Main Street, which is exciting, but it is only the first or part of the way down a long path of the redevelopment of that site. It is along the river. It's a significant engineering project to be able to do the demolition and then to redevelop that area. And a certain sensitivity, because we, as Congresswoman Trahan pointed out, we plan on replacing the Main Street Bridge adjacent to that property in the foreseeable future. So anyways, it's exciting, but it's a long road ahead. And that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. While we are on this, because I guess it fits, because there's no thing for letters that came in. Oh, yes, there is. Never mind. We'll move on.
Correspondence?
Yeah, it's there. So I'll cover it then. Okay, thank you. Any questions for Greg? All right. Maybe you ought to miss some of the meetings more, Greg. There's no questions. Everybody covered them all.
Sure.
Yeah.
Justine knocked it out of the park.
You did. Item number 4 is acceptance of minutes for May 4th. Is there a motion to accept the minutes?
Move to accept and approve the meeting minutes of May 4th, 2022 as shown, and authorizing the use of digital signatures if approved.
Second.
Any comments or questions about the minutes? Hearing none, we'll vote. Chris,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Armand,
Yes.
Justine,
Yes.
and I am a yes as well. Item number 5, an exciting event, an appointment of our newest police officer, who I think just today actually graduated, quote unquote, from the academy. Is that true?
Mr. Chair, he graduated last night.
Last night. Okay,
Last
I
night,
saw
yes.
12 hours late. So congratulations, officer.
Thank you, sir.
Glad to have you aboard. And Chief, take it away.
Yeah, if you remember, he was appointed as student officer to start the academy. He started the academy December 6th. And although I'm sure I found the time flew by and everything, I'm sure while he was in the academy, he thought it dragged on, but he completed the academy. And as you said, he graduated last night and he's scheduled to start his field training Thursday on the 19th. So we welcome aboard and it's good. Another opening will be filled.
That is wonderful. Congratulations, Officer Benatoski.
Thank you, sir.
Look forward to seeing you around town.
Thank you.
So is there a motion to appoint?
I'll move to appoint James Banatowski as a police officer for an indefinite term as of May 19th, 2022, authorizing the use of digital signatures if approved.
Second,
Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll vote. Chris,
yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Armand,
Yes,
Justine,
Yes,
and I am a yes as well. Congratulations.
congratulations.
Okay, good luck.
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Well, geez, we had a public hearing at 7:10.
We did?
We did?
Yes, well, we haven't had it yet, but it was.
We haven't
scheduled.
had it, but it was on the agenda and I didn't recognize that it was, so I apologize.
And Star.
For NSTAR for a new pole on Walnut Street. So I apologize for anybody who was here for that. And also any members of the public who are here for that, I apologize. So I should read into the record the posting on that. Notice is hereby given in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 166, that a public hearing will be held on Tuesday, May 17th, 2022 at 7:10. And it's supposed to be held in the Michael Gianotis room, but we're on Zoom. The petition and plan is being presented by the NSTAR Electric Company, DBA Eversource Energy, for the purpose of obtaining a grant of location to install one stub pole number 104-13-S, Walnut Street, northeasterly side opposite Bancroft Street, Maynard. The public is welcome to attend, and a copy of this petition is filed with the town clerk and select board. So again, I apologize. And we have a representative from NSTAR here to answer any questions and to tell us a little bit of, well, I think we know what it is. It's a replacement pole. So any questions from the board? And this is also a public hearing. So we have to vote to enter into a public hearing, I would assume.
You got to read the legal notice.
I did. So we're good to go. Ms. Calendar, you're here from NSTAR?
I am. Good evening.
Good evening. Do you have anything to add to the request that's being made or to the issue before us?
No, I thought your summary was excellent. It's right on point. Of course, there was a guy wire connected to an existing tree, and the tree is being removed along with that guy wire. So we need to place the stub pole to continue the support to the pole that's on the other side of the street. And I'm glad to entertain any questions.
Yes, any questions from members of the board?
I had one question, and it's just because of the comment up in my Chromebook, the comment that Justin DeMarco made about making sure that the minimum 4-foot path must be consistent, not interfered with. ADA and access board standards must be exercised to allow safe passage of the residents. You've received all that information, Ms. Calendar?
We have, and we did
Okay.
make sure that we provided more than enough space to accommodate the ADA requirements.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Of course.
Any other questions from board members? Any members of the public who might have any questions or comments? I don't see any hands raised, so I think we're good to go if there's a motion.
I'll move to approve a grant of location to install one new stub pole number 104/13-S, Walnut Street, Maynard. The petition and plan is being presented by the NSTAR Electric Company, doing business as Eversource Energy, for the purpose of obtaining a grant of location. I'll authorize the use of digital signatures if approved.
Second.
So,
All right, I'll give it to Armand for the second. Is there any other comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll vote. Chris,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Armand,
Yes,
Justine?
yes,
I am a yes as well, and I will move to close the hearing at 7:33. Is there a second?
second,
Roll call vote. Chris,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Armand,
yes,
Justine,
Yes.
And I am a yes as well.
Thank you.
Sorry about not recognizing the 7:10 start. That was
It's
me.
okay. It's not a problem at all. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you,
too.
you too.
Bye now.
Bye now.
All right, item number 7 is correspondences. We have A through K in correspondence. Chief, is Chief Noble still on?
Oh,
Hey, Chief. I wanted to comment on there's a letter in here relative to downtown traffic. Speeding on Main Street and Nason Street, but also recent reports of cars going in the wrong direction especially on Main Street, which had seemed to calm down a bit, but now for whatever reason, it might be picking up. My concerns especially is for people who aren't in the habit of looking both ways on Main Street, and if God forbid, you step out and there's a car coming the wrong way. So if you guys can, you can ask your staff to monitor that and just make sure that.
And also the sign is missing at Naylor Court, coming out of Naylor Court. There used to be a sign there that says no right turn. So I don't know if it's there. I don't know if it's there. That was missing.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, if
Yeah,
you don't mind,
sure.
the two signs are on order that are missing.
Oh, okay.
And so Justin and DPW and the Parking Authority has been working on a more holistic signage plan for downtown. And we're looking into funding mechanisms for that. So it's certainly on our radar, and we're looking into it to see what we can do to fix that issue.
And then the other thing that a while back we had spoken or mentioned the fact that it would be nice to have some presence in downtown. Every once in a while, maybe a police officer could walk around town, park his patrol car, her patrol car, and walk around. And it's not happening. There's no real, visuals of police officers walk around town.
I saw the chief the other day walking
Oh,
down.
that's good. Yeah, it's chief is good.
I was gonna
But
say,
I ju-
the officers have been. you
Oh, they
know,
have?
second of all,
Okay.
They have been. I mean, the weather might have been part of the issue. We haven't had,
Okay.
and there hasn't been as many, but in the last month, the officers have really gotten more out of the car and been walking
Okay.
around
Oh,
town.
that's
myself.
good. Okay.
But,
It's just that every time I go to Boston Bean and I sit and I see the cars still, even though we have the Jersey barriers and all that up there, somehow or another, they still don't follow the speed limit. So I don't know.
Well, I will say it in that area of town, going the speed limit still seems very fast. I mean, I would like to change it, and especially once you get into with the outdoor restaurants and things that we'd change. But going 25 miles an hour with that will seem very fast. Most people do slow down, but yes, there are plenty of people that don't. Luckily, we haven't had, I checked, once that letter came out, I had increased patrols down there to keep an eye on, to sit in the Naylor Court, keep an eye on people going the right way, but also for the accident reports and the like. And we're not getting many accidents on Lower Main Street. So that's at least a good part.
Excellent.
The only other comment I would make on the correspondence is that I know that there's been a lot of positive reaction to the Memorial Day parade coming back, where will be a parade. I know the school band has been notified and will be participating. So that's exciting stuff. Becky, if you can I assume they're looking for one of us to speak, and if you let them know, I will present for the board on Memorial Day. Any other comments on the correspondence? Otherwise, we can take a motion.
I'll move to accept and approve correspondences A through K as shown.
Second.
Any other comments on it? All those in favor, we'll do a roll call. Chris?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Armand?
Yes.
Justine?
Yes.
I am a yes as well. All right, consent agenda items. There are two. And I think I saw Mr. Karpachik on earlier, and welcome, Mr. Conductor.
Thank you very much.
It's wonderful to have you guys back as always. For
I
the
hope so.
For the Wednesday concerts. And I will try, I'm sure all the members of the board will try to make our way down as often as we can to listen in at the wonderful music. So thank you.
Terrific.
And then also we have several Boy Scouts that are making Eagle Scout, 3 in particular. And then there was a 4th one, Greg. Was it a 4th or the 3rd that we got? Greg's gone again.
I'm here. My camera is not working. I don't know what's going on.
But you look good, by the way, so.
Oh,
But I've never seen that.
We had gotten a letter quite a while ago from a gentleman whose son is not a Maynard high school student. Becky, go right ahead.
That looks like that's Liam.
It's Liam, and it
Okay.
is in there. It's Donald James's stepson.
Okay. All right, great. I wanted to make sure that wasn't missed. And good. Thank you, Becky. So we have 3 Boy Scouts. And as I say all the time, I mean, for a town our size, the number of Eagle Scouts that we get is just amazing with how many kids work their way through the system to earn that rank. When is the dates on that? Would anybody be able to attend?
That's her actually on her journey.
We were invited to have a representative if we could.
What's
two of them says Nicholas and Finn is on June 26th.
Okay.
Which is a Sunday.
Yeah, and I will be away.
And Liam.
Looks like, is it May 22nd? Yeah, Sunday, May 20th. So that's this weekend?
what time? On the 22nd.
I'm just reading the proclamation, so I'm not 100% sure.
We got a letter, was it in last week's packet or was it just an email?
No, sorry, I don't see it in the packet is the email that we got from Liam's father, which is kind of the outlier, so to speak, in this. And I'm rereading it now, and I don't see.
We got an email from the one that we always get.
Is that Ken?
Ken, who sent us one not that long ago.
Yeah, so Ken DeMar sends it on behalf of Troop 130.
Troop 130.
And that's for Nicholas and Finn. And so that's the
so the 2 of them are on that same day.
correct. So
all right.
That's the June 26th, but I don't see information for Liam.
Yeah, for that one, I don't think we were actually invited. I think it was just an ask for a
right
for a some type of recognition.
Right.
Okay. So is anybody available for the one on the 26th?
I could be available.
Work it
go
out.
ahead.
Let Becky know this
Right.
time.
Justine,
then-
you could do it.
And
Well,
she-
so I'm probably going to go. I'm going to probably go regardless. So
There you
if
go.
you want to go and present, that's fine. Or
That's
if you want
fine.
me to, that's fine.
No worries. You go ahead.
All right.
Whoever's going, just make sure Becky knows so that she can get you the proclamations.
No worries.
All right. So we need a motion to accept the consent agenda.
So move to approve the consent agenda items A and B as presented, contingent upon adherence of all federal, state, and local public health and safety guidance authorizing use of digital signatures if approved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Chris,
Yes.
Justine,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Armand,
Yes.
and I am a yes. Item number 9 is the alcoholic beverage license for Gigi's Restaurant with the alteration of premises. We've seen this on all of the other ones that have had outdoor seating over the last 2 years. So this is really just a routine. We know what it's all about. We know the issues that are there. So does anybody have any questions on it? Or otherwise we can take a motion.
I will move to approve the license with an alteration of premise for all alcoholic beverages as the common victular for Gigi's Restaurant, 177 Main Street, authorizing use of digital signatures if approved.
Second.
Goes to Chris. Any further discussion? We'll vote. Chris,
Yes.
Justine,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Armin,
Yes.
and I am a yes. Next item, the Green Meadow Elementary School site survey proposal and a traffic study proposal. Greg, do you want to take this, or Justine, are you familiar with it that you can talk about it, or should we give it to Greg or
I will
Megan?
let Greg do it, but I do have a question, Greg. When you start, the motion has to approve the amount of $55,000, but in the
Yep.
body of it, it has more of that than that. So I just wasn't sure which one we needed to approve.
No, very good. I'll answer that just real quick. So the select board, however many years ago, granted the town administrator authority to approve contracts less than 50,000. So I just figured I'm really only asking 55,000. If you want to change you can do all three, but
Because you'll approve the other two.
So you
There we
have
go.
the authority, he has the
Okay.
authority
All right.
on the 36,
Yep.
35 and this 5.
No
and
worries.
then
Okay.
and then but the summary is from the OPM below, which is Colliers, and it seems to be sort of requisite ad services, which I don't like that. I don't like the terminology. I think it's confusing calling it ad service proposals because it seems like it's not covered. But MVG, which is the designer for the new elementary school, and Colliers, which is our project manager, they are recommending this. This seems to be sort of requirements as well as being budgeted already within the facility study budget. So I recommend these services as well.
Any other questions? Hearing none, we can, it's our,
I
go
will
ahead.
move to approve the contract with Samiotes Consultants Incorporated for additional services for preparing an existing conditions site survey and plan for the Green Meadow Elementary School feasibility study in the amount of $55,000, authorizing use of digital signatures if approved.
Second.
Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll vote. Chris,
Yes.
Justine,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Armand,
Yes.
and I am a yes as well. Chair's report, I really don't have anything tonight. This has been a very quiet period of time. I think we were leading up to town meeting and nothing has been going on. There's a lot going on in the community. But nothing that I need to comment on. So, Chris,
Same, good.
Justine,
I just want to say that I actually had, I had the opportunity to, before the meeting tonight, work with the Boy Scouts and help replace the flags over at the cemetery. With the
yeah,
help of the
great.
American Legion. So I just want to thank them again for what they do, because it is going to look beautiful. I know that it looks like they've already started the mowing there for this week. And so there's some, it looks gorgeous. So I think it'll look really nice for Memorial Day.
great. Jeff,
No updates from me.
Armand,
No updates.
all right. This is a record, 7:47. So is
Wow.
there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
David.
Great night, everybody.
Our next meeting
Thank
is
you,
June
everyone.
7th, so we'll see you then. Well, we'll
Nice to
see you
hear-
hopefully Memorial
Nice to
Day.
hear you,
Oh,
Greg.
Yeah, I'm here in spirit. I'm with you.
Yes, yeah. Looking
We'll s-
good.
We'll see you
Thank
all on
you.
Memorial Day, if not before then.
Okay,
Peace.
bye.
Good night.
All right, take care.